Hi there, Massy here, coach, strategist and author of a few books, the latest book being Decision Making Mastery. I'm trying to help people make better decisions. That can't be a bad thing. Welcome to this episode of the Life Masterclass podcast series, coming to you all the way from beautiful Bali, and it is a gorgeous day here, beautiful blue, sunshine, and it's a public holiday today as well in Bali, so gorgeous. I hope it's gorgeous wherever you are on this beautiful planet as well. So welcome to this series where I'm about helping you raise your level of vitality, vibrancy, success, abundance, happiness, anything else you want to put into that plethora, but in really practical ways. And that's the thing where I think I have found my groove, taking theories, concepts, philosophies, and integrating those into, but how do they work in day to day? And that's what I love to do, making these things practical. So I'm going to talk about some concepts and then we're going to see how we weave into practical use of those. So I talked about in the title, it's false prophets and supernovas and different things going on. Where I want to go with that is, I think as a humanity, we've sort of gone off course a little bit. And as individuals, I think we've gone off course. I think we've got so much more potential. I think there's so much more awesomeness in all of us. I talk about our purpose in life being the fullest expression of the uniqueness of ourselves in a way that allows us to expand into our full potential that serves others and serves the greater good. So our purpose is about the fullest expression of ourselves. So when I talked about this idea of false idols and false prophets and that sort of thing, what I think we've done is we've put too many people on pedestals and thinking that they have all the answers, or that, if I emulate, if I copy that person, I'm going to have this elevated experience, this wonderful, great life, or whatever it is. So maybe that's whether it's politicians, whether it's celebrities, whether it's movie stars, whether it's even gurus within different teaching, whether it's the yoga guru or the fitness guru or someone like that. Elevating all these people up and sort of thinking that they have all the answers relevant to us. Now, one of my greatest passions is reading about nutrition. Like, I've been studying and reading about health, physical and mental health, for about 20 years now. And I love reading about nutrition. And the thing is, the more different books I read, the different concepts are, going in different directions. There's overlap between them. But the thing I've come to realize more and more is, yes, there are some fundamentals that go across all of these, but then there's this uniqueness to each of us. There's a certain thing that's best for me for this particular time in my life, or this time in the month, or this time in the cycle of seasons, or this time of the day. And I think we've sort of given too much power away to other people to tell us what is best for ourselves, rather than being able to tap into this certain sense of knowing. And again, I've studied and practiced yoga for about 20 years now. And for me, the yogic path is, first we start yoga to get a better sense of our physical body. Then as we sort of get more into yoga, we might understand more of our emotional body. And then as we get more into it, we might get more about the subtle energy flowing through our body, and then we can go deeper and deeper still. The more I understand my body, I was slightly distracted there because it was like a kite just flying past the window, definitely a public holiday. The more I can, back to what I was talking about, the more I can understand what my body is telling me. Like, there's millions of years of evolutionary intelligence contained within every cell within your body and within my body, which is sort of saying, oh, this is what's best for me now. There's that sort of level of awareness at our body level. And if we sort of put our plasma, our attention into following these other gurus and thinking they know best, we're taking away power from ourselves. And I think this is what life is calling forward from us at this particular junction point in time. We've gone through this disaster of a year 2020, 2021's, pretty wobbly. The wheels are like going like this, and we're getting asked a lot of questions. We're sort of facing a lot of, deeper questions about, what it means to be fulfilled, what it means to have a meaningful life, what it means to be fully alive, what it means to be healthy, what it means to all of these things coming up. And what I think is we're being asked to be this fullest expression of ourselves, to take away a little bit of attention from these people that we've put up on pedestals around the place, and bring our attention back into ourselves. And this is the thing I truly think is being asked of us at the moment. Us to fully express ourselves. And what do I mean by that? Or what way can we fully do that? What I think is when we're creating, that's when this, life force comes from within us and gets expressed. So I really think at the moment we're being asked to be super, super creative. And I listen to different sources for different information. Some of those sources might even be channels. They might be energy workers, healers and that sort of thing. And within that space, the talk is the energy that exists at the moment, the sort of vibrational frequency, the pulse of the planet and that sort of thing, is actually asking for this creativeness to come through us. And this is a really powerful time for us to be creative. So again, I think it's taking our attention away from what we think we need to be doing based on someone else's story, based on some template or whatever. Bring it back into ourselves and really ask ourselves, what is it that I would love to bring forward? What is my creative expression? What is it that I'm doing, or when I'm doing it, that it feels most creative, that I feel that sort of pulse coming from within and being expressed like that? Now, we can do that within our current workplace. We can do that within our current life. We can do that as an entrepreneur. We can do that as a solopreneur or whatever. Bringing that level of creativity into it. I think this is what we're being asked to do as individuals. And I think if everyone brings more of that creative energy into life from within and coming forward, like when you get into your creative flow, and Mikhail Chick sent me wrote that beautiful book called Flow, this idea of like when we're in flow, that's when we're feeling most fulfilled, that's when we're feeling most aligned, that's when we're feeling most centered, that's when we're feeling most grounded, and that is when we're producing the most abundance, when we're in those particular states. That's when we can put all the pieces together and come up with these brilliant insights. So again, I think it's this idea of tapping into creativity. And I talk about that in decision-making mastery. I say, it's so much about being in the right state, then you can let this creativity come forward. So that's my encouragement to you. I would love for you to explore what it means to be creative for you. What's being creative look like for you? What's it sound like for you? What's it feel like for you? And really get a sense of, your own creative essence. Because again, I think you have this amazing intelligence inside of you, this amazing uniqueness of, all of the things that make you, you. And I think the world wants more expression of you rather than repetitions of something else that exists out there. I think this is what we're called. And as we look out in nature, and I'm looking out over my balcony, I see nature, like all of those things that I see in nature out there, particularly the ones that aren't man-made, like that aren't fields that have actually been ploughed. Like there's trees and all of the trees are different. I see these birds flying past and, there's so much difference between them. So I think that's what, life is about, is like the individual expression and the symphony of all of those individual expressions coming together to be greater than the sum of all of those single parts. That is what I think. That is what my impression, my interpretation is. And, take of that what you will. Obviously this is my impression, so whatever you take off that, but I encourage you to look at this idea of creativity. And for me, creativity is more power. When we're copying other people, that's like more sort of forcing things to happen. I want you to tap into more power. And I know that deep within you, there's this stuff that wants to come forth, that wants to be birthed forth. So play with that. See what comes up for you. See what you can create. Sit with it. let's see what comes forth. And I encourage you and I applaud you on that journey of creation. And I think the creation that you bring into the world, and myself and whoever else is listening to this, bringing this forward, I think it's making the world a better place. It's really coming into the alignment of the energy of this beautiful planet we live on. Okay, I think that's enough. I think I've made my point there. If you're enjoying what you're listening to, and if you're watching this on YouTube, push down subscribe below, click a link. Don't do the notifications. I'm not a big fan of being notified about things. You'll see it when you see it. I do this once a week. If you enjoy this, please pass it on. I'd love for you to share it and give someone else the idea or the insight or the little tips and tools and strategies that I pass on that I think are useful for all of us. So I think on that note, if you want to do any work with me, if you want to work through some decisions you're trying to make, check out my book, Decision Making Mastery. If you want to work one-on-one, reach out to me, carlmassy.com. I'd love to help you out as best I can. And that is definitely all from me. So have an absolutely fantastic day wherever you are on this gorgeous, incredible, beautiful planet of ours. All the very best and take care.